Hey guys, Houdini Ty here, helping you escape your 9 to 5. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to hard money. Well, how to use hard money. Alright, well, the reason I'm making this video is because a lot of people have been using hard money, or not using hard money incorrectly. It's that they don't know how to use hard money. There's just too many pieces that are moving around, and because there's too many pieces and they don't understand how to use the hard money correctly, they don't use it. And it's a very powerful tool. So a couple of people are hopping on. What's up, everybody? What's up, Rasheen? What's up, Chris? What's up, Kyle? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Brian? Good to see you guys on here. And if you guys are on and I didn't say hello, say hello first, right? So today I'm going to be going over how to use hard money so that you can do more deals and not use so much of your own money, right? So that gets people excited. But just because you don't have to use all of your own money, you may have to bring some money, but it doesn't have to be yours, right? That's the key. The money that you bring, the money that I'm going to show you that you might need, does not have to be your money. All right, so in this example, we have this house. It's a sad house, right? Sad house. And you want to buy the house, and you get to buy the house because the purchase price is $30,000. What's up, Sean? Good to see you. Hey, Dave. Hey, Ed. All right, so the purchase price, $30,000. Now, if it's so cheap, it's probably because it needs a lot of fixing up. So there's $50,000 worth of rehab, right? So together, that's $80,000. Not a lot of money. Not a lot of money at all, right? And let's say you're like, yeah, I'm balling. I got $100,000, so I can do a deal. Right, great, awesome. But you only get to do the one deal, right? So if you have this $80,000 need on your cash, you're gonna blow through your cash real quick. So just be careful. Don't go spending all your money on the one deal, buying it cash, fixing it cash, and all that kind of stuff. Because again, you have a limited amount of money, and you want to leverage it. You want to do more deals because that's how you get rich in real estate. It's not from doing just one deal. It's by doing multiple deals, okay? So, $80,000, you're like, okay, Hone, I'm going to go and use hard money. So, what is that? Hard money is just a company, right? It's just a company that says, hey, I'm going to lend you money to do your real estate deals. That's it. Now, why not go to a bank? Well, I'm going to show you a couple reasons why. But first reason is because hard money is more flexible than a bank. They move faster than a bank. Now, I'm at a bank, and I can tell you from experience, banks move slow. They have a lot of red tape. This is why loans take forever when they go through a bank. Through hard money, usually it's just a couple of people, founders of the company, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to give you the money. Boom, done. So you need $80,000. So let's say that it was 100% loan on the acquisition and 100% of the rehab. So that's $80,000 they're going to lend you. That's a total loan amount, right? Now, the first thing you should always do as an investor is always answer the question, ARV, after repair value. What is the building worth when you are all done? It's so simple, and I'm so surprised that more people don't figure that part out, right? Step one, figure out what the ARV is. Don't even worry about this stuff until you know this number. ARV, after repair, right? After you fixed it up, after repair value. So, first step, figure out what your ARV is. In this case, we're gonna say 150. And you're like, all right, cool. And you know that hard money lenders typically lend up to 65% loan to value. So based off the 150, 97,500 is what they're willing to lend you, okay? 97,500, that's what they're willing to lend you. So then you come back over here and you look at your numbers. In this situation, the seller's willing to sell it for $30K, and then you get a contractor to tell you, okay, your rehab is gonna be $50K. So again, $80,000. $80,000 is less than the $65,000. So the hard money lender is willing to lend you the full amount if this is a lender that does 100% rehab or acquisition and 100% rehab, right? So now, if they're not, let's say they were a 90% acquisition lender and 100% rehab. So 90% of the $30,000 would be 27. So instead of being $80,000, right? Just take the 3,000 off, they're gonna lend you 77,000, okay? So some lenders want you to have some skin in the game, as it's called, which means they want you to have some money in the deal. So you're gonna have to bring 3,000 to the table to buy the property, and the lender's gonna provide you the other 27. So you have to ask the lender, is it 100% of acquisition, or is it 90%, or like what's that? So that is different than the 65%. That throws off more people than you would believe. They always get that part and they lose their mind, like they can't do the math. So 65% is step one. What is the total they're willing to lend you? And then step two is to come over here and ask, is the acquisition 100% or 90% or 80%? What's your loan to cost? What it's called here, LTC, loan to cost, right? And then is it the same for the rehab? Is it 100% for the rehab, 90%? So different lenders have different criteria. Not all hard money lenders are cut the same. So that's important to know, and I'm going to go over why it's important to know in a bit. All right, so we're going to come on this side. So why is the hard money lender willing to lend you money? Because they have a big heart and they want to see you succeed. No, they want to do it for the money, right? They want to lend you money so that they can make money. Their money is their asset, and their money is making them money. And that is also what you need to learn. If you're watching this video, learn how to make your money work for you. Learn how to get your properties to work for you so that you don't have to work so hard and so often. All right? I escaped my 9 to 5. How? Because I learned how to make money work for me, and how to make assets work for me, and how to make my brain work for me so that I'm not working, right? Cash flow creator. Learn how to create cash flow. All right, so now, the hard money lender, they want money. And how much money they want? In this example, only in this example, some hard money lenders have different rates, so, different things. In this situation, they're going to charge points up front. So 3 points just means 3%, okay? Anytime you hear a lender, they might quote, if you call a lender and say, hey, what's your rates? They might say something like 3 and 12. That's slang for 3 points and 12% interest. Now, they might even say 3 points, 12%, right? And they just leave it for you to understand. They assume you know because you're an investor and you're asking for their money. They're assuming you know what they mean when they say the slang, 3 points, 12%, or 3 and 12, right? So what that means is 3 points, 12% interest. The 3 points on $80,000, if that's how much you're borrowing, on $80,000, 3 points is $2,400. That's their fee for lending you the $80,000. Ongoing, they're charging you 12% of the $80,000. So 12% monthly comes out to $800, right? So let's recap. $2,400 is just a fee up front for the money. And then they're going to charge you $800 every single month. So that's the cost of the money, right? That's how much money the hard money lender is making. Now, if you're not minding your own business and you want to know their business, how are they doing this? Well, oftentimes they are borrowing the money at a lower rate. It's crazy, right? So they're lending you money that's not even their own money. So they're going somewhere. They're finding investors. They're raising money from investors. They're raising money from banks that lend to this kind of business, right? So they're going out and they're finding money. Maybe they're finding the money for 1 point and say 8% or 6% or whatever it is, right? So they're lending you money that's not even their money. So they're making a spread like off of millions and millions of dollars, depending on how much they're raising, how much they're lending, right? They're making a spread off of millions of dollars that's not even their money. You see how they're $800 a month that they lend out? Maybe of the 800, they're creating 200 for themselves in their pocket, right? Because the other 600 goes to their lender. But see how they are a cash flow creator? They created cash flow by lending you money. But the reason they're able to is because they're in a position to borrow the money where you are not, right? Let's see. Shanita, isn't that what she meant bank? Isn't that what the bank does? And they use our money to lend. Fantastic! Look at that. Shanita was like, I'm not even gonna mind my business. I'm gonna mind the hard money lender's business, and then I'm gonna mind the lender that lent the hard money the money, right? And then she's like, yeah, isn't that what the bank does? The bank takes our savings accounts, our checking accounts, right? They borrow it, and then that's them borrowing it, and they're paying us 0.1% interest, and then they're lending it out at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% interest, right? And then the hard money lender is borrowing it at that, and then lending it back out at 12%. Crazy, right? So yeah, that is what they do. John says soft money equals paper, hard money equals coins. John, keep doing what you're doing. Leave the jokes and the stand-up and the comedy to the professionals, all right? So yeah, anyway, they're lending you the money. That's the cost of it. What else do you got to pay for when you're doing hard money? Appraisals. Maybe it's $400 in this case. You also are going to need to get title insurance. You're going to have to pay for your property taxes in full, most likely. And then you also probably have to pay for your property insurance for all of this. So that means all of this, you add it up, that's $8,600. Actually, you know, this should actually be $7,800 because the $800 in interest doesn't come until next month. So knock that out, but you guys get the drift, right? You guys have to pay for all of that up front. You're gonna need some money in order to pay for that. And then let's go back over here. Let's go back to the rehab. The rehab's $50K. Let's pretend like you broke it up into 5 phases. So that means each phase is $10,000. So $10,000 needs to be done first. You have to go and do $10,000 worth of work, right? So $10,000 came out of your pocket and went into the construction of the building. So you're negative $10,000. Then you call the hard money lender and you say, hey, I need you to come inspect the building to see the work that I've done. They come out and they go, okay, cool. And they look at the scope of work sheet that you submitted to them early on. And they're like, okay, ding, 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 ding. Okay, all complete. Cool. Here's 10,000 back. So then they give you 10,000 back. So you notice how you're at zero. You're at zero again. And then you do the next phase. You pay 10,000, so you're at negative. You call the hard money lender. They come out, they inspect. They give you your 10 back. Boom. You're back at zero. So you're at phase 2. And then you do it again. Phase 3, phase 4, phase 5. They bring it back. They reimburse you. All 5 phases are done. And voila, you got 100% of your rehab funded. Right, so that's the rehab, but you need the money to do the first phase, right? Does every hard money lender have a draw schedule? Usually. And John says draft inspection fees. So yeah, sometimes some hard money lenders for these 5 phases, they may charge something like $150 to $250 for every time they come out. For every inspection that's done, you know, hey, come out, come check me out. I need my 10K back. They're going to charge you $150 to $250, right? So now, you finish the rehab, boom, and so now what? Well, let's see. So you borrowed $80,000. Again, we went back to this. This number should be $7,800. I'm not sure how long you had the loan out for. Let's pretend like you had the loan out for, say, 10 months, just for easy math, right? So then that's another $8,000 over here. So 8,000 plus 7,800, 15,800, right? 15,800, right? Maybe you got 5 at 250, right? So what is that? 1,250. So now what are we looking at? 1750. Is that correct, guys? So 1750, you're all in, plus your 80K that you still owe to the hard money lender. So 1750 and then 80,000. So that's 97,050 is what you're all in for. So now what do? Maybe you sell the property, right? Remember we said in the beginning our ARV is 150. This is why you're doing the deal. So you sell the property for 150. Let's pretend like the closing costs and everything, 10%, simple math. So your 150 turns into 135, okay? Because 15,000 went to went to paying the agent, went to paying the transfer taxes, or all that kind of stuff. So now you're at 135. So then 135, let's round this up to 100K. So 135 minus the 100K, you just made yourself $35,000. So you made $35,000 in this scenario without using your own money except for the money that you spent here. Now, where else could you get this $7,800 and the $10,000 you needed up front and then the $800 monthly ongoing? Where could that money have come from? Well, like Shanita said, hey, aren't the bank, like the bank gave the hard money lender the money to lend to you. How about we go back to the bank and we say, hey bank, I need something like a home equity line of credit, I need a credit card, I need something like that. I need some access to some money. They say, no problem, how much do you need? Maybe you say, I need, I don't know, $20,000. I need $20,000, I need $30,000. Cool. So you get the $30,000 and then you pay for all of these things with that $30,000, right? So you use $7,800 to pay for all that stuff up front, and then you use what's left over the $30,000 to pay the $800 a month every single month, right? You do all that, and then remember I said we're going to round this up to 100, so that gave us an extra $2,950 to pay the interest on the $30,000, right? If we borrowed the $30,000 using a credit card, line of credit, or something like that, we use that $30,000 to pay for the costs, right? We pay for all of the costs that the hard money's not covering, and then we pay the interest on the $30,000. Voila, we got our money. So $35,000 you walk away with, and you do all your numbers correct, and everything works out just like this. So that's hard money in a nutshell. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? I don't know if I went fast or slow. This stuff, I mean, I talk to borrowers day in and day out about this because people are constantly coming to me for loans and I get them this money. So does anybody have any questions about any of this? Because to me it's simple, but for a lot of you it's not, and I know it's not because of the questions you guys ask me. So I'm interested to hear about what might be brewing in your head about how to use hard money. There's so many different companies, but it's important to know who charges what and who's the best fit for you in this situation, right? John, 10K earns 35K a month. Is that 250% ROI? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not good at math. Figure it out. Just kidding. Can you explain the points again? Absolutely. So the points. Typically, a lender is going to charge you points on top of interest. So there's interest and there's points, right? So the lender is going to charge you both. Points is simply, think of the word points as percentage, but one-time fee. That's why they don't call it 3%. They call it 3 points, right? They might say 4 points, 1 point, whatever. Anytime you hear that, just think of it as a fee, okay? So it's like, oh, 3 points. That's a 3% fee, one time up front. So it costs 3 points, meaning if the loan is $80,000, right? $80,000 times 3% equals $2,400. That's the fee you pay up front for the loan. Now, people get these two confused, the points and the interest. The interest here is 12%. That's ongoing, right? That's every single month. 12% of $80,000 is, let's see, 9,600? Yeah, so probably it's like 9,600. But divide that by 12, so every single month, it's $800 a month, right? So that's points, that's interest. Ah, Shanita, got you. That means she's like, yeah, I know this now, right? So other question, Ed, basic criteria for hard money. When you mean basic criteria, other than what I explained earlier, maybe you hopped on early, so you saw it. 65% loan to value. Now, in terms of like credit score and things like that, a lot of them want to see you over 600. Some don't care, and then others do. And the ones that do, they might want like a 600 credit score or something like that, right? So, you know, they're all different. Okay, so let's see. Jacqueline, some have templates, some will let you use your own, but yeah. Okay, I don't know what the question was, but thanks, Jacqueline. Sean, are there any other requirements from hard money lenders to get access to getting the money? Some hard money lenders won't lend to you unless you have experience. Some will let you do it on your first deal. So it's all different. It's all very different. Let's see. John says hard money equals money. Hard money equals money that normal banks won't lend, or it's a high risk loan. I mean, it's a higher risk because it has construction, right? So construction is probably the riskiest part, and that's where most investors get screwed, okay? A lot of contractors take them for a ride. They underestimate. So this says 50. What happens if the rehab turns out to be 80? You know, it's crazy, but, you know, that's where people get screwed. So hard money comes in handy when, like kind of what John's saying, it's when a normal bank won't lend to you. So hard money's there. When the banks say no, hard money says yes. Right? Get your deal done. Do the numbers right. If you do the numbers right, like Ed's saying, the numbers matter. Ed, here's the thing. And for everybody else watching this video, real estate is not about the house or the property or whatever. Real estate's all about the numbers. You're not buying a house. You don't care about this, okay? Because you're not living in it. You're not living in it at all. You're not doing any of that kind of stuff. What you're looking to do is come up with an ARV, right? You're looking to own a property that has an ARV of 150, and you're looking to buy it for 30 and fix it for 50. That's it. You don't live in it, so you don't care about anything else, right? It's just the numbers. This is real estate right here. I can go like this, and voila. That's real estate. Block the house. Everything else matters. If I said you weren't doing a house, you were doing a car. If you were fixing up a car, the after repair value of the car was 150, but you're buying it for 30, and you're fixing it for 50. Or maybe it's like the ARV of the car is 15,000, you're buying it for 3,000, and you're fixing it for 5,000. All the numbers, everything, all the ratios, it's the same. So stop, for everybody watching, stop thinking real estate. Stop thinking the bricks and the sticks. Think the numbers, because that's all that matters. That's all real estate is. And you need to know the numbers well enough so that your cash flow never goes to zero, because you're going to be charged $800 a month, right? So you need to factor in, okay, I'm being charged $800 a month, and I have ongoing construction costs, right? In this case, it's $10,000 per phase, right? I have ongoing construction costs. I have interest rate here. I need to have access to enough money so that my cash flow never goes to zero. My job as the investor is just to make sure I'm on top of the numbers and to make sure that I never hit zero. And that I do all of this correctly, because if not, I don't make any money. In this case, I made $35,000. But what if my rehab wasn't $50,000, but was $90,000? I was 40 grand off. Instead of making $35,000, I made -5. So yeah, it's all about the numbers. Okay, Shanita, so once you get your project financed, when is the payment due to the lender? Is it after the property sells or during the project? You got to pay every single month, like I've been saying. But most. Some will let your interest accrue, but most won't. They want their payments monthly. So have your money right. Jacqueline says, banks lend on borrowers. Hard money lends on assets. Awesome. It's a good way of putting it. And then John said, LOL. Thanks, John. Jacqueline, for example, banks won't lend to someone who went bankrupt, even if they own 20 properties, put all their money in a restaurant and lost it. Hard money lenders will, as long as the numbers make sense on their new asset. Yeah, that's a possibility. Sometimes even when the asset is good, but the person sucks, they might say no. I've seen it. Quote, when banks say no, hard money says yes. Thanks, John. Jacqueline, correct. It's not correct. It's all about the numbers. Please note that all Philly appraisers are coming in low everywhere. Yeah, so low, high, this, that's an opinion. The appraiser is saying an opinion. Everything's an opinion. The ARV is an opinion, because unless somebody actually comes with the money, Everything's an opinion. Everything's a guess. They might come with 140. They might come with 160. But whatever it is, it's an opinion. So this is somewhat still speculating and a gamble and all that kind of stuff because it's based off of whether or not you are able to find somebody who's willing to pay $150 for your property. Okay? Brian says, should be called easy money. Maybe not. I don't know. Because the hard part is finding the property that you buy for $30K and rehab for $50K. Well, maybe not even that, as long as it's under 65%, because maybe you're not messing around with $150,000 properties. Maybe you're messing around with properties that are $2.5 million, right? And it's still 65%. So as long as you can buy it and fix it up for under 65%, then yeah, maybe it's quasi easy money, right? But you still have to mess around with all of this other stuff. All right, let's see. Shanita. So what do you suggest I take with me when I pitch a deal to a hard money lender? Don't bring any of that stuff. Call me. Let's work it out. You don't have to pitch a hard money lender. Just call me up. Say, Hone, I got this. Will this work? Can you help me? And we'll figure it out. Don't go in there cold, because I've seen people not know what they're talking about and get messed up. So just hit me up. I got you. Sean says, I've been thinking about doing my first deal with a hard money lender, but I haven't done any deals, but I have some knowledge on numbers. Is that a question? It's not really a question, Sean. You wrote words. You just kind of said, like, I've been thinking about doing my first deal with a hard money lender, but I haven't done any deals, but I have some knowledge on numbers. That's not a question, but you put a question mark at the end. So I don't know what your question is. So yeah, hard money. It's hard money because the rates and the terms and all that kind of stuff, it's more. Sean's asking for advice. Okay. Yeah, know your numbers, but let's see. Advice. Well, get with me, Sean, right? Obviously, you've been to the group, you see the value, you know it's there. In terms of this, have more money available than you think you need. That's number one. Have a lot of money available. Access. It doesn't have to be your money, right? But you just need access to money. So have enough money so that you can survive bumps. Double, triple, or quadruple check your ARV. Have multiple people check it, because just because you think it's this because of these comps you saw, you could be wrong. You could be doing comps wrong. You could be looking at it incorrectly. Your rehab, whoever you use for your construction, you have to vet them however, which way you can. Stalk them at their job site even. If they say like, oh yeah, I'm working at this project, then go check out that project and go check on it every single day and see if they show up every single day or not, right? And then you gotta get an understanding of why they're doing what they're doing to see if they're a viable contractor to use. So have more money. Double, triple, quadruple check your ARV, and the contractor that you hire to do the deal, make sure that you really, really know them. So that's the advice, but then there's a lot more to it. There's so much. There's so much. Hone, will you be able to do loans out of state? Yeah, I can hook you up with some hard money out of state. Absolutely. Let's see. Raul, how about commercial loans? What can I expect to bring to the table? When you say commercial loans, what do you mean? Are you buying a commercial building, or are you creating a business? So commercial loan is this big, broad umbrella that captures all kinds of stuff. Like technically, this is a commercial loan because a hard money lender wants to lend to you in your LLC. So that's the other thing, right? People are like, hey, I got this property. Well, is it in your name or an LLC? Oh, it's in my name. Well, I can't help you unless you transfer it to your LLC, right? And then John says, for your materials, visit Washington Brothers for builder contractor rates. So Washington Brothers is in between 23rd and 24th and Washington Avenue. They have all kinds of materials, anything from flooring to quarter round to just you name it. They got all that stuff. They got kitchen countertops. They got granite kitchen countertop, granite, quartz, marble. They got cabinets. They got all that kind of stuff, right? So Rule, looking to purchase 5 to 10 unit by the end of the year. All right, yeah, we could talk if you need. This can handle that. That's whatever. Jessica, how long does a full rehab usually take? Well, that depends on your crew. So it could be anywhere from 1 month, if you got this crew that's boom, 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 or it could be 3 months or 6 months or a year or 5 years. It really depends. That's a variable that goes back to, hey, how's your rehab? How's your contractor? Because, you know, it varies. It really, really varies. And if they take a long time, that's going to cost you $800 a month in interest. So you have to either get a different crew that's faster, or if you want to stick with that crew, then have more money to pay for that ongoing interest, right? So yeah, so Raul, 5 to 10 units by the end of the year, no problem. The difficult part, right, is getting that 65% loan to value. So whatever your ARV is, that's it, all right? Cool, great questions, guys, great questions. Yeah. Let's see. Sean, Hone, my man, thanks for the free content. I'm still working on the goal we talked about. Hey, that's what it's about. Thank you actually for bringing up that point. So Sean mentioned this word goal. I was reading a book recently and it talked about goal versus system. So what I read in the book, it says goals are typically win, lose, pass, fail, and there's no consolation prize or nothing good, right? So goals often make you feel defeated. So with like a New Year's resolution, I have a goal to lose weight. All right, cool. That goal often is pass, fail. Did you lose the weight or not? And oftentimes if you don't lose the weight, there's no kind of like, oh, well, you know, I did okay, right? You just kind of feel bleh. So instead of focusing on goals, focus on systems and habits. So what the book was saying was focus on creating something that requires you to put in work, that creates a habit, that creates, see you, John, that creates this skill for you. The example that they used in the book was the creator of Dilbert, the little comic strip thing, right? He said that he created a blog. On the surface, if his wife asked him, why did you create this blog? And he was like, I don't have a good answer. There's no goal for the blog because it's going to double his workload, right? He's going to create double the amount of time needed in a day to complete all of his work, right? And if everything went well, his income might increase by 5%. So you doubled your workload, but your income only increased by 5%. Sure. So he started writing for the article, right? He started writing for the article, and then it went well. And then because he kept writing for the newspaper article, he eventually then ended up writing a book that did really well. And then because he wrote the book, he would be asked by different people, hey, would you speak for us? So the blog didn't make much money. Working for the New York Times didn't make much money. And then he wrote the book, which did well, but it didn't make a crazy amount of money. But then he would be asked to speak, which made an incredible amount of money. But he would have never been paid to speak, right? So like speaking, when you go out to speak, like I speak from time to time, let's say you speak on stage, you might speak for an hour, you might speak for 2 hours, but you could get paid something like $50,000 to speak for an hour. That's $50,000 an hour, but he wouldn't have gotten paid that $50,000 to speak for the 1 hour if he didn't sell a great book or write a great book and then sell it, right? If he didn't write that, and he would have gotten that opportunity to write that great book if he didn't have the skills from the New York Times, and he would have gotten the job at the New York Times if it wasn't for that blog that had no goal. So he didn't have a goal for the blog. He didn't have the goal for the blog. He simply said, hey, I'm going to write, and I'm going to develop these skills. And then these skills will then snowball my life into something else. And now he gets paid tons of money for these speaking gigs, and it all came from him taking on this thing that didn't have a goal. It just caused him to create a habit that built a skill that made him incredibly valuable at the end. So I actually am doing the very same thing. I do a lot of speaking. I'm speaking to you guys right now. I know all about this stuff, and I'm teaching you guys, and I'm working on my craft to be able to teach you guys. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even like real estate, but I know this stuff. I know the math, the inside and out, all of this stuff. And I'm teaching you guys. I'm teaching you guys for free. This is not building up my income. But what it's doing is it's improving my public speaking skills. This is me speaking publicly, believe it or not. This is me practicing. I'm on stage. Hey, 20,000 people out there. How you guys doing? Woo! Right? Here, let's talk about real estate and let me show you how to get rich. And who knows, maybe in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years. I don't know. These skills are building up. Somebody might watch me speak. They might ask me to be on their podcast. Then I go on the podcast. Then somebody else hears me. And then that transcends to this, to that. And who knows, by the end of it, I might have some kind of crazy business, getting paid $50,000 an hour like that other guy, and voila. But I don't know. I don't have a goal for why I created this. There's no pass-fail. There's no win-loss. This is just me developing the skill. So that was a super long story all around you guys about either creating a goal or simply creating a system that creates habits, that creates skills, that makes you more valuable. And as you become more valuable, you have to work less and less for more and more money. Too many people on my Facebook, I see it all the time, they just complain and complain and complain. And my question always is back to them. How are you improving your skills so that you're more valuable, so that people actually want to pay you more? Like, what is it that you're doing? What responsibility are you taking upon yourself so that you can get out of your situation? Right? What do they say? When you point the finger at something, there's like all these fingers pointing back at you. It could be 3, it could be 4. I don't know anybody who points like their thumb and these fingers back. It's weird, right? But if you go like this, well, there's 2 pointing that way and 3 pointing back at you. So either way, take responsibility of improving your life, because we're in the land of opportunities. It seems like everybody else who's from all different countries, they realize that we're in the land of opportunity. It's just the people who are here their whole life who often overlook it. They're just like, oh, I'm so broke and I can't do anything and whatever. There is so much in this world. So Sean says, now building a system for my life. Thanks, bro. Cool. Develop that system, create those habits, develop those skills, improve yourself so that you can charge more for your time. People have actually, believe it or not, they've paid to sit with me. They've paid to sit with me during lunch. They're like, home, can I take you to lunch? But not only that, I'm going to pay you. Okay. And they've paid me hundreds of dollars to sit with them during lunch. They're paying for my food, and they're paying me to speak on whatever. Crazy, right? Jason asks, is hard money lender from a company? I'm under the impression it was from a friend or family. So those are two different things. Hard money lending is from a company. Private money comes from friends or family, right? And there are two different distinctions, right? Private money from friends or family are people who are just like, yeah, I got a couple bucks. Yeah, I'll lend it to you. Cool, right? A hard money lender is specifically from a company who does private money lending professionally, okay? So money from friends and family is private money. Money from a hard money lender is private money, but it's professionally done. Now, why would you use one versus the other? Well, here's the thing. It's easier to get the money from the friends and family, but at the same time, it's harder. It's easier because the friends and family don't know what they're doing. They're just kind of like, yeah, you need some money, here's some money, right? They don't know what paperwork, they don't know what ARV is, they don't hire appraisers, they're not asking you for the phases, they're probably just giving you the money up front. But when it comes time to close, they might say, Jason might go, yo, Hone, I need $50,000, right? And me as a private money lender, yeah, I got you, right? If I was his friend, coming as a friend, private money lender, I got you, $50,000, no problem, got you, Jay. All right, Hone, my closing is in 2 days. You got me, right? And then I go, oh man, it's about to be real. I'm about to take $50,000 out of my pocket and give it to Jason. I'm having second thoughts. Yo, Jay, I know I told you that I'd give you the money, but I got second thoughts. Can you find somebody else? My car is sputtering and I gotta get it fixed. So I don't know how much I need. So I'm gonna need that $50K. Good luck, my man. I'm sorry, bro. That happens. That happens with friends and family. So it's easier to get the money because there's none of this paperwork stuff. There's none of these points, appraisal, title insurance, all that. There's none of that. But when it comes time to actually getting the money, a lot of times they freeze. A professional private lender, meaning hard money lending company, this is how they make money. They've built a company around lending you money. And usually they don't run out. The private money lenders over here, your friends and family, they may only have $50,000, $100,000 to give you. What if you needed to borrow $300,000, $400,000, $800,000? Well, as long as your numbers are in line, the hard money company's like, yeah, here you go. 800, a million, 1.5 million, 2 million, 10 million, here you go. And you're like, whoa, cool. And they're gonna be there. You're not gonna be like, hey, my closing's in 2 days. You still cool with getting me the money? They're like, when are you closing? Our money is here just waiting for you to take the money. So private money versus hard money. Those are the differences right there. Good question, Jay. So yeah, private money lending, not so crazy. Once you start to understand it, it's not too many pieces. It's not difficult at all. And if you guys would like to learn more, maybe you can message me, or you can take me to lunch and pay me a couple $100 an hour. And I'll gladly go to lunch with you. It's true story. So anyway, that's that. That's hard money lending. And if you guys have any more questions, feel free to message me or email me at hone@iescapedmy9to5.com. Let's see, is it on there? Oh yeah. And so Hone, HOAN at iescapedmy9to5.com. So got any question about hard money or investing in general, hit me up and I will talk to you guys then. Peace.